In this video, we are going to see JavaScript closure. So let us understand what is JavaScript closure. First of all, we have to know what is closure. So closure is nothing but is a function which will have the access of the parent variable. Okay. So now let us see the example and understand what is closure. So you can see here, I'm having one outer function. Inside the function, I'm having one variable which is outer variable. The value is 10. Inside that, I'm having one function which is inner function, which will log the outer variable. Okay. So and I'm returning the inner function here. So what will happen? First, what we are doing, where the execution will be start. So const closure function is equal to outer function. We are calling the outer function. So the execution will be start here, and the outer function will be called. What will happen? What the outer function return? It returns the inner function. The inner function will be called. In the inner function, we are consoling outer variable. So outer variable value is 10. So the output will be 10. Okay, so you have to call again the closure function, means your outer output will be 10. Okay, so how it's happening, like, so this is an parent function, this outer function is a parent function, and this inner function is a closure. Okay, so which the this function has the access of the outer variable, so this is known as closure. Now let us see the one problem based on closure, and we try to understand. Okay, so you can see here, write a function create counter. It should accept an initial integer in it. Okay, it should return an object with three functions. So this create counter function should return a object with three function. Okay, so what are the three functions are increment, decrement, and reset. So we will have one create counter function. Inside the function we should have a three function. Okay, which, so this create counter function will accept an initial integer, so they will give an initial number like 5. So if they call increment function, means it should add plus 1 and return. So here increment will add the current value by 1 and return it. Decrement will reduce the value by 1 and return it. Reset, which will reset the current value to init. Okay, so for example, we see this example. They're giving init as 5, and um, if they call increment, means what will the answer? 5 plus 1, which is 6. And if they call reset, means what, it reset to 5, so the output is 5. If you call decrement, means 5 plus 5 minus 1, which is 4. Okay, so like that we have to return. Here you can see, here init is 0. When you call increment, your value is 1. When you call again increment function, the value is 2. If you call decrement, it should minus, right? It should reduce and reduce minus 1, and it's returning 1. If you call reset, it will reset to 0. Okay, so this is how we have to do this problem. So now let us try to do this. So now let us try to code this one. So I am storing this init in one variable, which is C. Okay, and we have to write. So what the create function should return, you can see here, it should return an object with three functions. So we have to write a three function first of all. So function increment. Okay, so this increment function, what will return? It will return C++. So when you use C++ means it is a post increment. What will happen is the init value is 5 means first it will return only 5. If you call next time only, it will return 6. So we have to use post increment. Sorry, pre-increment. So pre-increment will what? The pre-increment will do. Uh, Suppose now the init value is 5 means it will first increment the value and it will return. But the post increment will return the same value for the first time, and you call for the second time, it will return the increment value, right? So that I'm using pre-increment, because our if the increment function is called means what we should do, we should increment plus plus. Okay, so that I'm doing that one, and I'm writing one function for decrement. So this decrement function will return minus minus c. Okay, and one reset function. This reset function will return. So the reset function it will reset to the original number, right? So c is equal to, we have shown init. Okay. Now the create function should return an object with three functions. Return, increment, 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 reset. Okay. So now first we'll run this one. So all the test cases are passed. Okay. So so this is how we have to think where we have to use closure. What they are telling, the initially the value will be uh, suppose we'll take this example. Initially the value will be 5, but if you call this function, it should return a, a next value of that, right? It should not return 5. So at that case we can use closure. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm storing that init variable in C. Okay, so and then I'm incrementing. Okay, so this create function is an outer function, which is parent, right? Parent function. Inside the parent function I have three function. Okay, so each function has access of this parent function. So this is closure. Okay,